Welcome back, my name is Tobal. We're continuing along with their X4 Foundations Let's Play. And we're currently sitting in faulty logic, I believe, and I have been trying to work on this mission. Whoa, that was a crazy effect. I've been trying to work on a mission here I've been having some trouble with, but I just discovered a really awkward flight control. What I'm going to do is actually try to not get killed by mines. I'm going to turn around and go back into the mines. Control space turns your flight assist off. Your flight assist lets you basically kind of just go the opposite, face the opposite direction of your travel. But when I turned it back on, it slingshotted me almost at the exact same speed in the opposite direction. This could be a really interesting way to deal with enemies in combat. Flip end over end, go into your fast travel mode, and then all of a sudden, flip back to fight them. I've been struggling with this mission here. It's the same mission that we had a while ago. Oh gosh, that was rather close. So I'm going to once again swing by this, and I'll turn around and explain what's happening. So this should be good enough for the minute, and I will slow down. Okay, I really just want to slow down here, guys. Okay, so we're 40 km away. I'm trying to work on the mission right now that had us exploring. We were trying to do this last episode. It was to gather intel on a deep scan, right? Module deep scan on the specified module. So when I wound up flying by this defense platform, it did come up and say that this is my objective. And when I get closer to it, you're going to notice a couple things. Number one, the AI is absolutely horrible at trying to hit you. I think that this is definitely something that Egosoft needs to work on, because to be fair, since there's really no difficulty as far as I can tell in your settings, I honestly have not even looked for that yet. Yeah, there's no global difficulty as far as I saw. There's really no challenge in it. You'll see here when I get closer. Now I'm going to say this, of course, and watch me wind up getting blown up. And you should be terrified. As a player, you should be terrified of coming towards a giant alien station, right? So I'm going to go into mouse steering mode. And all I'm going to do here is just strafe around the station. And you'll see a couple things. The first is that the turret tracking is, maybe this is because we're in a fast fighter, but there should be some kind of predicted, in theory, if you have a turret, it's going to have some kind of predictive algorithm for ships. But I am holding down S here to kind of strafe low and look up at the same time. And I occasionally hold D or A to strafe left or right while I'm looking at my target. So I can even slow down a bit. I can even back up, and I might take a couple shots, but overall, it's just kind of honestly weird. I'll even go to null speed. Let's see if they can even hit me just going not forward or backwards, but laterally. I mean, that's pretty bad. So what I'm going to do, though, it says here, when I look at my guidance, that I need to scan this module. So I'm going to go into the scanning mode, and I've already scanned most of, or all of, as far as I can tell, I've scanned everything on this system, on this station. I cannot seem to finish this mission. So I'm having a little bit of trouble. So that might be something that maybe Egosoft can work on in terms of clarity is... Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I see it? Or is this a destroyed one? I was looking on the mini-map, and this little circle here, this is a destroyed drone, not something important. So again, back to the drawing board. I have scanned all these different modules, and again, my guidance tells me to scan here. So a deep scan, I just don't know what a deep scan is. Does this mean we have to be stationary and scanning, the hull? There's a chance my game got bugged, so maybe I just have to stare at it for a minute. But as far as I can tell, I never really unlocked anything else on the station. I have tried actually going into the bays here where the fighters are coming out. I can't seem to go into whether this is a hangar or not. I'm not really sure. I have tried to go into long range scanning and hold down the R key and do some scans here. That didn't seem to do anything either. The last thing I'm kind of thinking is maybe to go to all these different sides. Speed up just a bit. But again, I've approached this from all four angles for the most part. You can't seem to get in the ship. I don't know if there's a special command that I need to work on. Maybe like a, you know, an intense scan, a special scan mode. In theory, that would have just been the R key, because that's the scanner one, when you're doing your primary scan. So target object and map, this is all under menu access stuff. Maybe, okay, so maybe it's a special. Maybe it's something I have to get out of my ship in. That is both incredibly annoying and terrifying, because if I have to get out of my ship to scan this thing, I'm gonna just get cooked. Nothing else in here. And as far as I can tell, nothing of interest for what we're looking for in there either. Let's go back up here. This is all steering. Deploy countermeasures. R isn't even a bindable key as far as I can tell. That is part of your long-range scan mode. Alright, so the only other thing I guess we can try to do is look at it and press F to bring up the context menu to see if there's something special, which is possible. Nope, start guidance at request doc. Yeah. Why is it denied? We just want to come visit. So I'm not getting anything there. This leads me to believe one more thing is that you do have to have a special type of spacesuit upgrade in order to scan that. That's the only other thing that would make sense. Otherwise, maybe I'm missing a module overall. I'm gonna go to my map real quick while we're sitting here, and I can show you when you start to scan stations, you start to uncover information in this menu here. Normally, if you're missing something, it would tell you that you don't have the data on that station. So, just as an example, real quick, let's see. Are there any question marks here that we don't have info on? So we've not scanned the habitation modules. I'm guessing this is from scanning, because we did mess around with scanning earlier, and it did unlock these. And so since everything here is open, you know, I'm kind of at a loss. Maybe I have to get into it somehow as a, you know, as a Xenon. I don't know if I have to pretend or what, but either way, I'm not really making much headway with it. It's nice to know that that was the mission objective. The annoying part is that we can't skip this mission. We can't go to satellites required in enemy space because we haven't done this yet. And again, you know, Xenon base module, and maybe that's a subsystem. Oh, hey, look, the surface scanning's working. I rebound my keys to target surface scan. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I have rebound my keys in order to easily change the surface item, surface target. I think it's the phrase I'm looking for. Surface target is like, you picture an old Imperial Star Destroyer, right, from Star Wars, if you've got that in your head. Those two little bubbles on top of the bridge, those were shield generators. So in the old X-Wing, you could target one of those and destroy it, and basically take down the shields easily. So what I'm doing is I'm sub-targeting things on my main target. So I'm looking at the defense platform, but I'm sub-targeting. And I don't see anything on here either that indicates that it's a scanning target. So yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss. I might go ahead and check the forums or check Steam's discussions for that. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We have tons of other missions to work on. We have tons of other things to do. While we've been messing around in Xenon space, we've been making money through our traders. So I think it's about time we go ahead and head back home and find something to do for them. And oh my goodness, we're back in the minefield. And which one do we need to hit here? I really need to find a way to instantly warp on my ship. God, there's so many mines. That's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. And I wish it would stick on my ship on the mini-map. Like, why are we doing this in the middle of nowhere? We need to... I swear, I don't know, I'm going to use up my luck at some point and start running into some mines. Alright, we're going to... I don't want to disable the flight assist because I want to do this. End over end. Right? And then... Is it just that fast? Can we just go... Whoop? It does. It really is. That is... Okay, guys, so remember all the problems we were having? Like, this is how slow you turn when you're in fast travel mode, right? But if I were to just let's slowly turn away from our gate. I'm going to press the guidance, the flight assist. We're going to point towards the gate, and all of a sudden we're going to turn that back on. And boom, we're instantly turning and going that amount of distance or that speed in that direction. So this is a way to solve your problems if you've been having a lot of troubles turning. Right, we're going to predict it and right into it. It's just real fancy space drifting, I guess. All right, so we're back in. No, this is faulty logic. We were in faulty logic. What is this? 7, and we're back in faulty logic 1 now. So, I hate leaving quests undone. While we're still here, let's go ahead and try to run over to this other station and see if maybe we get new guidance on it. Maybe they'll say all of a sudden it'll just work. Maybe that station was bugged, or maybe I missed something very obvious. And we'll give it a shot. Real quick, while we're traveling here, I did want to let you guys know I am floored and just blown away by all the positive support and feedback. I kind of did this as a little idea of just making a hobby because I am a huge nerd. I love games, and I figure that it's about time I try to give something back to the YouTube community for using YouTube for so many years and getting such great advice from people like Quill and other gamers that I just absolutely love. So I thank you so much for the encouragement. What I think I'm going to do is, of course, continue this series of X4, but I'm going to start a new series, probably tonight, that's specifically for tutorials, specifically for very specific questions or specific guidance about certain activities in X4. So, if you're new to the game, how do I do the map? How do I handle the map, right? I'll make a full video on how to properly use the map, how to efficiently use the map, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about a video for traveling, so how to deal with the different gates, what the different gates do for you. I'd like to do a couple other videos, one on trading, which I might not do yet because I don't quite know how X4 handles all of the trading mechanics compared to X3 and X Rebirth. Alright, we're back in here. I'm going to let this go by a little bit. And so there's a couple other videos like that. That's just the idea that I'd like to do. I hope it's going to be useful. I've had a lot of comments about people who are new to the X universe who are learning, and I really want them to be able to, you shouldn't have to watch 3 hours of video to find that one question you want to know, right? So if you have a question about, hey, how do I order a ship, and then how do I command that ship? I think I'll have a whole video dedicated to, making your own fleet, making your own, whether it's traders, whether it's combat ships. So if you like that idea, let me know. I think I'm going to go ahead and start it up tonight with just some basic stuff. There's so many aspects, and X4, while it does solve a lot of the problems that have plagued the series, it does create some of its own new ones, right? Because there's so much information here. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and yeah, so it did change. Okay, so again, we've got new guidance here for mission. So it says we should scan this platform. So we're at 15% scanned here. Maybe I just missed special aspects of it. Let's just fly around and see what we unlock. That was 30, so each big section seems like it's given us 15% towards our goal. 45%. What I really wish I could see is what I've already scanned versus what I have not scanned. Oh, well, that is no longer kind of that weird coloring. So maybe that indicates that I have scanned it. That felt like the slickest move I've ever done in this game, that little drift there. I bet we're going to get down to 75% again like we did before and get stuck. And I bet it's all because of this damned evil central station. Are we not close enough? Are we... Well, no, that's scanned that. Now we're back at 75% again. What else must I do to make you love me? Is it the doors? These are kind of bluish. Oh, that worked. What? No. Was it working? Or did I just trade? Oh, I got faked out here. I think I just got faked out by another mission. Man, I wish it wouldn't do that to me. I get so excited so easily. And I really enjoy learning this game with you guys, and I don't like kind of coming into a game thinking that I know everything, because it really sets you up to fail. So it's been fun, moments of frustration, but to me it's more about the enjoyment of discovering something, and it's just new little tricks and tidbits. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more this is telling me, hey, you need to scan this central hub. And it's got to be some kind of deep, you know, I don't know if there's a, I want to stop completely, right? Because I think we're going to get blown up here. Can we freaking hide? I did try to hide in some of the nooks and crannies of this place before. Are you going to, like, Star Wars shuttle or trench run this? Is there a place that we can go? I wish there was a way to have a light on your ship. It's a bit awkward. I like that we can just kind of, you know, randomly go through that. I mean, they're all connected. Is there? Oh, if I would die, I don't think they're gonna have it. Okay, okay. What if this whole thing was connected, and there was like a trench run you had to do? I think I would have a heart attack of just pure joy. Be like if anyone's seen Battlestar Galactica, there's a scene where Apollo has to fly into a asteroid, and he goes through like kind of a access tube or access port. Oh, I want that to happen, but I don't think. Look, there's tubes and they're all connected. It has to be there. All right, my dreams being slowly crushed as we explore the ship. Yeah, I'm thinking that's not going to be a thing, but man, there has to be an access port or something to get deeper into the ship that we're missing. I mean, I don't think you can pretend to be Xenon. I don't believe you can do that. Ooh. Alright, let's get a wide view. And I promise I won't mess with this too much longer. I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't checked here, whether it's an entrance. Okay, one more look on the outside here, and then we'll go to the other side and we'll check the top and bottoms. That looks still greenish, so that's indicating to me that that has to be explored. I see no access ports. Okay, that was a horrible idea. Backing out full thrust and getting out of here. I do love that your ship, it seems like it just can't be destroyed sometimes. I have flown in here before and hid in this little nook, but I will say, for those of you who have not played X Rebirth, there was a big problem in the old game where, oh god, we're getting beat up in here because apparently there's no collision with some of those little walls. But X Rebirth was really fun, and you could exploit it by basically hiding behind the engines of a really large ship. So you could just get behind a ship, destroy its engines, and then hide and let, you know, blow it away very slowly with your crappy little lasers. So it seems like they've really put a lot of cannons on here in order to negate that exploit, or it's not an exploit, right? It's tactics. Never underestimate the level of effort a player is willing to go to get a nice, cheap, easy kill. Yeah, just not seeing anything. So I think at the moment we'll go ahead and leave it as it is. And maybe one of you astute folks, I don't mind. You know, I try to avoid spoilers sometimes, but if we're seeing something that's obviously getting us stuck a bit, it's definitely worth learning about. So that way we don't, you know, we can tell others and teach others who are still on the same problem as we are, and help them find out where to go. Why am I? There it goes. It seemed like our travel wasn't kicking in. Okay. So as promised, let's go ahead and head back to the jump gate. I'll turn our autopilot on here. Listen here, autopilot. I'll tell you what, I'll help you out because apparently you don't even know that you can do this. I love this. It's probably not at all how the physics are supposed to work, but I'll abuse the heck out of it. So let's take a look at the world in general. What's happening? Our Discoverer Vanguard, last we saw them, was tasked with guarding our freighter, and our freighter is so damn fast that it leaves this poor little Vanguard behind. So let's go have our Vanguard buy some things at the wharf. We're going to have him pick up a couple of advanced, too many satellites. Let's have him pick up 2 advanced satellites, and maybe like 10, let's give him like 20 normal satellites. 300,000, not a problem. Add it to the shopping list and go. So that's how easy it is to buy things for your ships, which I think is amazing. You literally just gave him that order and he say, hey, I'm going shopping, no problem. Let's do it. So he's going to go shopping for us. Yes, death to unholy machines indeed. Let's hope we don't run into the gate.
Entering system. Holy vision.
Holy vision. Let's go ahead and hop onto the freeway, I think, is going to be a good idea. I think it's really nice, two things in order to do what I'm about to talk about, to make sure that your setting is changed to maintain speed in menus, make sure that's on. Because I think if you're ever just sitting around and you want to look at your ships, look at your fleet, see what's going on, spend some time in the menus, well then why not update all your data as you're doing that? And there's no better way to do that than to just ride the freeway. And because the freeway is one continuous loop, you never really have to micromanage it. You can just get on board. Oh, I hope I don't hit anything here. Ooh! Okay, that's all non-collidable, which is nice. Oh, come on. We'll get on the freeway eventually. Any data. Perfect. Okay, so we're on the freeway. I'll take our mouse navigation off. And really, we can just live in our map for a while. As long as you don't have the autopilot set, you're just going to keep running around this area. And every time you do, let's pull this up. Boom, we've got an updated price timer for the next 5 hours. So any station that's along this corridor, you're going to be updating the prices on. So let's take a look ahead of us. Where are the 3 stations at? Quick. Right, we don't have any data on these stations. So I think right about now, we pop out, and boom, we have updated information on these stations for the next 5 hours. So what a, there's no real better time, or I guess better way to spend your idle time than just running the freeway. Eventually you may have satellites in all these areas, but until you do, hey, just let yourself ride the freeway while you're trying to figure out what to do. So we're going to let him roll in the background because they're just on the highway of awesomeness. And maybe we'll see our trader make a different decision next time he goes to buy stuff. And what are you up to, trader dear? You are selling. And if you're wondering how I'm clicking through menus, I'm going a little fast here. So I want to see the details on what our captain is doing. I'm going to right click, go to information. This is the overview of the ship, right? You can see the loadout of parts, what it's hauling, who's on board. But here is the behavior of the ship. This is where you can see what he's doing now, and then you can set some default behaviors, what he'll do if he doesn't have anything going on. So he is currently docking. I don't know why it says critical. Critical might just indicate it's happening right now. So he's docking, he's going to execute his trade, and then he's going to go back to auto trading. He might have this on here twice because I've just clicked twice. I don't think it really matters, right? But I'm a little OCD about things sometimes, so we'll clean that menu up. So once he sells his items, is he waiting? Is he, what are you up to? Are you stuck? Maybe he's just waiting his turn. It could be. It could be a thing where there's no available space because there's some freighters on board. He might just be broke. You never know. Sometimes traders get all sorts of messed up. Or was he? That's kind of weird. It showed that he completed his trade, and we were literally watching him right there.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
Oh, he was literally in the thing. Okay, it looked like his future instructions were telling him to go over here somewhere on the station, but it was in fact in the dock already, just doing his thing. A while ago, I mentioned that I wanted to test the passenger level, or sorry, the service crew, and I think that does affect how quickly or how slowly your ship loads and unloads wares. So when we start sending new freighters out into the world, it's probably going to behoove us to have a full load of crew. The quality of the crew, if you're really concerned about time, you may want to hire a more experienced crew from one of the docks, if that's even a thing, or you may have to just train them up on your own. Alright, so they're doing trading. We had our Vanguard go and buy some consumables, and he's already back to the ship that his default order says to protect, right? So the default order is to protect the Mercury, which probably indicates that he has picked up all those deployables, and sure enough, he's got 2 advanced satellites and 20 normal satellites. So here's what we're going to do. we're going to go crazy with satellites for a bit because I want to update
System.
and have a good set of information for our trader to go off of. And it bugs me to no end that that satellite circle is so damn dim. Why is that? It used to be brighter. I could have sworn this was brighter in just a couple. I mean, we've not had too many patches. There's been one or two hotfixes, I think, that should have fixed some of the crashing, I guess, that some people are experiencing. Maybe it's because I messed with the settings a bit. It could be a shadow thing. I don't see anything in here that I've changed at all. So
Unholy retribution.
that's okay. We'll just have to look real closely. Hey, let's take a look at the system we're in. We're just passing through this area. This looks like a great spot for satellites. Now, what I think we can do is open up the information panel, click here, and say, drop your satellite. So he's going to do one job first here. What if I right-click next door? What if I just say fly to this area? Do I still have my ship selected? Fly to here. Okay, so it queues him up for a next order. So you don't have to hold shift. He basically is going to go here, drop his satellite, and move here because I clicked. And then, because these are spread out a little bit, I want you to drop a bigger satellite. God, I hate to waste it on those. Let's drop a satellite between these two for the moment, because I can't. Another thing that would be nice is to maybe if you hover over satellite, it tells you the range at the marker you put, right? If I right click here and I hover over satellite, it'd be nice if it shows us a suggested radius or what the radius would be if we dropped it there. All right, let's look around to see any other tightly packed systems with docks and stations. I think we can fit. Oh, I clicked away, so I think I lost him here. So go back to the menu, click on the Vanguard. I don't have to go into the details. I can just highlight him and then drop your satellite here. Now what I am gonna do is look up his information, his behavior, and see if he's got our items queued up. He does. So he's got deploy object, deploy object. We've done that 3 times now. All right. Okay, a couple more times. I'm not gonna go crazy with this too much, but I do like the idea of having a nice trade network with updated satellites. And I apologize if the continual passage through the gates is annoying. I probably won't do this all that often. I thought this would be a little bit slower, but we are booking it through these highways. I'll start to place these a little bit quicker. Satellite here. This is a tricky one because they're all so close together. Let's put an advanced satellite here because there's so many around. I love putting up your own satellite network. Let's focus on these two here. These two here. Uh oh. Satellite. I don't remember how many we've placed. About 7 or 8, not counting the advanced. There's 3 over here that would be great to have. Hopefully, why is this red-ish? Why is this reddish? I don't like that. Does this mean there's baddies? Are there baddies here? Please don't be the baddies. Alright, we'll if we lose our trader, we'll know that there were baddies there. Satellite there. Satellite here. God, it's like Oprah. And you get a car. And you get a satellite. This satellite is including a few stations, but not all of them. We might destroy this later on. We'll leave this as is. Oh, that was loud as shit and terrified me. This is another great spot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the central point is like roughly here. Advanced satellite. We'll catch all those. We won't get the shipyard, but that's okay. I think for the moment that might be good enough for us. We've dropped quite a few satellites. I say that as I drop a few more. Watch us get, some of these dropped. Like this one here will only go right in front of these 2 stations. Such is life. Alright guys, I've placed quite a few satellites. I'm going to stop the highway because that was a little more annoying than I thought it would be. Truth be told. We are blowing through gates really fast here. Alright. Our Vanguard is on a mission. He's dropping satellites. Awesome. Let's see the range. What do we do for the range here? That was a good range. You can barely see this outline, but it's picking up everything in this area. Here's an interesting thing. Are we going to start seeing tons and tons of missions? Because we're seeing... Is this because we're in the area? Right? Because we're here. We're parked. So are we seeing missions here because we're parked here? Or because we put our satellite here? Uh-oh. I just dragged something. What did I drag? God, I hope I didn't just change all of this guy's orders on accident. I clicked and dragged this. If I killed all those orders, I'm going to be bummed out. Okay, I think I just did that. Where are you going to? Destination, Unholy Retribution. Can I cancel this? I think I'm going to say cancel this because I accidentally made him go here. I canceled the order. He warped to the gate, so that's a little bit of a bug. I think it might be that way for your fleet just to make things easier. I canceled it here and he warped this way. I think I'm going to cancel the fly and wait here too because I think I must have clicked and dragged. So we'll be careful about where we're clicking and dragging just in case we happen to get him again. I don't see any other missions offered. I'm leaning towards the fact that we're in this system and we're close to these stations. That's why we had those mission offers. Now they're gone. Okay. Okay, good. We've got satellites going. Our trader's going crazy. Is doing great stuff. Let's swing by and get one mission we just left over here. What I'd like to do the rest of this episode is... Ew, are you only getting 1,000 in profit? That's all. Did we tap out on the universe already? Now, to be fair, he was probably finishing a previous order he had. He may not have had the new information that we do because we just went around the universe. So he went to go pick up silicon wafers. He's going to go sell silicon wafers in Argon space. He's done a lot of trading in Argon space. Is he really? Are you a global trader? It seems so. Max gate distance to what? To what? What's in the box? I don't know. Max gate distance to trade, maybe? Max gate distance. Is that how many gates away you are from your target? Hard to say. I think that's what they're going for on that one. You know, worst comes to worst, we might watch that trader for a bit. And now maybe he's taking deals that are closer to him. We kind of talked about that last episode. Maybe they try to do it based on distance instead of raw profit. So maybe he's choosing to worry about missions that are close by. Not missions, but trade deals that are close by as opposed to farther away. And then he'll start expanding outward as he goes. Yeah, so let's see. What do we got here? We've got... Oh, these are people. I don't quite know what... Does this mean we've got a mission here? Salvage, that's a 50k mission. Supply recovery, this is a decent one. Cool, let's go get stuff, right? 200k to just run out there and grab something real quick. Should be easy peasy. And we'll pick that up, get some extra money. And then what I'd like to do to close out this episode is to order a new trader. Order another Vanguard of the same make and model. And I think then we're really going to be starting to expand our trade network exponentially from there. Next couple episodes, I'm going to try to have a more focused approach. I know I've just kind of been going a little crazy with it, but I'd like to work on a couple things for the next few episodes. One of them is to finally get that explorer ship that we've been talking about, either the Paranid or the Talati. They have a faster ship, a faster scout ship. And once we have that, we can start micromanaging and sending those scout ships to these different sectors to explore for us. Alternatively, we can do a little exploring ourselves. And I think I would like to do that first before we start autopiloting them around. So I'd like to kind of explore some of our friendly sectors with you all and show you how powerful this long-range sensor can be and how often EgoSoft likes to hide things in nooks and crannies. So we're at the mission objective area. That looks like our winner here. Or, nope, this is a station. I like that it says unknown, but it actually cheats and tells you what this is. I believe that's a station over there. Did I not go a big enough scan? I held the R key too long. That's what happened on that one. There's our winner. That's one. That's one right there. Uh, up above. Perfect. We burst to that, or do we have to go fast, fast? I think we have to go fast travel mode. Just for a second, we'll grab this box, move on from there. The other thing I've not seen that I'm kind of curious about, X3 had a wonderful sense of AI or NPC Navy. You saw these huge fleets running around with very large destroyers and carriers and cruisers. And I don't think I've encountered that yet. I'm not 100% sure. Our boxes missed us. Okay. So I'm kind of curious if that's going to be a thing in this game or not. And what I'm doing here, I'm actually zooming out, or I'm using the map instead of just the radar. The radar's nice, but you can't see in 3D, especially when you're trying to find something for the first time. So what I was doing is it's kind of pulling out, and it does show you your radar returns on the overview map. I love this map. I will probably fanboy about this map for quite a long time. I think it's such a huge improvement, and if you guys have never played some of the older X games, maybe even X Rebirth, it was just sometimes a nightmare to understand what's happening. This is just so much information all in one spot. It's quite wonderful. So I apologize for that. I'll try to keep my fanboying just down to a minimum, and I will acknowledge for sure. That's one thing I think it's really important to keep and acknowledge that, hey, this is a mistake. This may need to be worked out. You know, we need to point out the flaws when we see them, or else EgoSoft won't fix them, and then we'll just be frustrated with nowhere to go. Alright, there's our last item. 200k coming up. In the bank. Where are we at on money-wise? We are 685,000 credits. Okay, quick, before our ship buys something. Let's go to the wharf. Buy ships. We're going to go Mercury, Vanguard, and we're going to select our we saved this earlier, the cheap loadout. Right? 313,000. Sounds good to me. Do we want to change anything? I think I want to add more crew. That's one thing I didn't do. Let's add the crew in here. It bumps up the cost, but I think it's worth it in time in basically time saved while docked and loading and unloading your wares. Add to shopping list. Accept. And they'll spit that out in about a minute or so. Okay. Meanwhile, what are you up to? Are you actively on a trade? Or are you about to do a trade? I think you're looking for a trade right now. I'd like to. Oh, you do have goods. Did you just YOLO like over here in the middle of nowhere? Here's a fun one we can try. He has a. Oh, does he not? Is this buy? I'm really confused. Oh, there's the execute trade above it. I didn't see the buy up here. I'm going to have him upgrade. I want them to bump the crew amount up here. Oh, can we straight up buy specialist? Can we not do that? What's the button I wanted? No, I want some of them to be specialists. They may not have those available at the station. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Or was this the button I needed to do? Okay. We want them to be full up on crew. Add to shopping list. Confirm. So they should. I waited too long. He's gonna have to stop, turn around, come back. He'll do that after the trade because I queued it up after the trade. And in fact, what I'm gonna do is bump this order up in the list to happen right after he sells the silicon wafers he buys. Right? He's gonna buy them. Argon refinery. Sell them at the microchip factory. Silicon wafers. Opening the filter. Silicon wafers. Let's see how much he's actually making. I wish it would tell you just what the profit was. Wow, you're not making much. Are you really stuck in this system? Are you not trading the galaxy? Because it seems like there's better deals out here in the world. In fact, there's at least a 30 credit profit if you're selling between these areas. So maybe I've somehow got him on the wrong trade order because you're only making a. God, you're only making. That's just not. It's not worth it. That's definitely not worth the time the captain is spending in this system. So we'll address that. We'll take a look at that next episode. I think we'll let the traders run. Maybe that's the first thing we do is take a look at the trader and get our other trader started, and then we'll try probably pick up a couple more missions, try to make some money to get that, with the objective of definitely getting that scout. I'm also going to start that series I mentioned is going to be a tutorial series. So if there's anything you'd like to learn and see a video about to see exactly what is clicked, what is pressed, I will happily do that for you. So please leave a comment below. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again for the words of encouragement, and I hope to continue making these videos, and I hope you can continue to join me. Thank you so much. Take care.